The first thing you're going to ask yourself is, what is a Mesker building? What the heck is she talking about? Well, you're going to learn the answer to that in this edition of Coffee with the Curator. Now, when I say a Mesker building, what I'm actually talking about is a building that has specific architectural details. A Mesker building is any building that displays the pressed metal, steel, cast or wrought iron architectural details that were created by a company called Mesker around the turn of the last century. This particular building, known as the Jack and Jill building to many of us, at 113 Main Street, is one of the finest examples of a Mesker building in the country today. But you don't have to take my word for it. Several years ago, a man named Darius Bryka wrote to the Bradford Landmark Society and wanted to know if we knew of any Mesker building facades on Main Street. I sent him several photographs of buildings that I thought fit the criteria. He identified several buildings that were indeed Meskers. He wrote, "All of the buildings are simply spectacular. Even better, several of them are Meskers." He called this building, the old Jack and Jill building, one of the finest examples in the country. Now, for the past 20 years, Darius Bryka has made it his mission to identify all the Mesker buildings in the United States. So far, he has identified 5,859 specific buildings across the country that have Mesker facades. In Pennsylvania, there are 151 buildings, several of these in Bradford, in 77 different towns. Although this may have started out as a hobby, Bryka is also a project reviewer for the Illinois Historic Preservation Agency and has extensive experience in historic preservation. He even has a Facebook page called Mesker Brothers Storefronts of America. Among the Mesker buildings in Bradford are these three: the Tin Ceiling Gift Shop, the Skinny Building, and Katie Bozer's photography studio. The Tin Ceiling Building, or 51 Main Street, was built in 1898. The Skinny Building, 53 Main Street, was built in 1892. And Katie Bozer's photography studio, or 55 Main Street, was built in 1889. So all of them fit the criteria for the right time period, and all of them have a Mesker facade. And that's not all. There are other ones in town too, including these two buildings at the foot of Main Street. Both these buildings have Mesker cornices. The one at the left, which is currently a pet store, was built in 1895 by Delos Armstrong, and the one on the right was built by T.W. Roberts in 1897. Again, both buildings fit into the correct time period to have a Mesker facade. This is a page from one of their catalogs. I believe it's 1904. So you can see there are quite a lot of facades that the building owner could buy. The Mesker Company put out a catalog from 1884 till about 1910, and at one point had over 1,500 different things you could buy in their catalog. And they didn't just make ornamental storefronts as seen in this advertisement. They also made elevators, weather vanes, fences, posts, stairways, revolving doors, and even jail cells. They also made pressed tin ceilings, and I wonder if the ceiling in the Tin Ceiling Gift Shop is indeed a Mesker ceiling. It does seem likely since the building itself has a Mesker facade. I also think that this building might have had a Mesker facade. This is the Forest Oil building on the corner of Main and Chestnut Street before it was renovated and another floor added. Take a look at this other building that was on the cover of the 1904 Mesker catalog. Quite honestly, when I saw the catalog, I thought, hey, that's a building in Bradford. But wait, this is actually the Smith's Bakery and Candy Kitchen of Wappingham Falls, New York. A Mesker building, and very similar to our Forest Oil building. Of course, we will never know for sure because this building, the Forest Oil building, was so drastically renovated, and any remnants of the Mesker facade have been eliminated. And now let's look at some other buildings in Bradford and see if we can figure out if they have a Mesker top as well. I really think this one is. This is on Chestnut Street, number 13 and 15. It was built by Hugh Stinson back in 1902, and the one at 15 was built just 2 years later. I think they both have a Mesker top. And here's another little known tidbit. These are twin buildings. They're built absolutely identical from the same contractor, but not by the same person. And what about this one? Michelle's Flair for Hair, down on the corner of Festival Way and Main Street. Here's a close-up of the top of the building, and it sure looks like one to me. But I will have to contact that Darius Dryka and get his official opinion. Now this building is on Chestnut Street as well, and it's one of my favorite buildings in the city, which is ironic because I know almost nothing about it. I hate to even admit that because I'm the curator of the Landmark Society. But this building with its 2 bay windows and that beautiful top, it's amazing. I'm sure the bottom has been renovated over the years, but take a look at it next time you're walking down Chestnut Street. I mean, just look at that beautiful top. That has got to be a Mesker building. So there you have it. The mystery of the Meskers is solved. So the next time you're walking down Main Street, take a look up. Remember, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, wait, it's a Mesker.